It is easy to get confused with fewer and less, as both are opposites of comparative adjective more. But a simple solution of attaching fewer to countable nouns and less to uncountable nouns lessens the burden quite a bit. Well, yes, Q-U-I-T-E, quite, and not quiet, Q-U-I-E-T. You can check my videos on their differences. Well, now let's look into an example to understand that. I want more cookies and some more hot chocolate, please. So as we said, fewer and less, both are antonyms of more. So we will replace more with these two words and attach fewer to the countable noun cookies and less to uncountable noun hot chocolate. And the sentence will read as, I'd like to have fewer cookies and some less hot chocolate than yesterday, please. Of course, there are exceptions, and this lesson is all about that. So watch the video till the end and never get mixed up again. Hello, I'm Seema from Edufinite. Learning the difference between fewer and less will clear the dilemma, and using them correctly will enhance your writing and speaking skills. So are you ready? Without much ado, let's begin. Less versus fewer. Where and when to use them. We'll first look into their meanings, their pronunciation, and what part of speech do they belong to. And then we'll make sentences with them to understand them much better. So first, their meanings. Less is a determiner. That means it modifies any uncountable noun and is comparative form of little. Now, it means a smaller amount of, less of something, smaller amount of. Not as much. Sometimes this is less than that, so not as much. Indicates a smaller quantity of something. When you have less of something, so that's indicating a smaller quantity of something. Next, we have fewer, which is also a determiner. That means modifies any countable noun and is comparative form of few. And it means of a smaller number. That means anything that is countable of a smaller number. Means not as many, because this determiner is associated with countable noun, so not as many. Indicates a smaller numerical quantity. So as I said, fewer is associated with any countable noun and less is associated with any uncountable noun. Now, of course, there are a few exceptions, and let's look into the sentences to understand it a little better. Well, the sentences. Mona drank less water than required on a hot, humid day, and her sister drank even fewer bottles of water. They both became dehydrated and needed medical attention. So Mona and her sister, what did they do? They drank less water. So when we are saying water, water is uncountable, so I've used less with water. But when we say bottles of water, since bottles are countable, so we use fewer before bottles of water, because here the focus is on bottles and not on water. So it's fewer. because bottles are countable nouns. Next. Well, in case of percentage, similarly, when the percentage is attached to something uncountable, then we use less, and when it is attached to something countable, then we use fewer. So this sentence will make you understand that. Fewer than 10% of the bananas and less than 5% of the fruit juice were consumed by us at the picnic. So we went to a picnic where, 10% of the bananas, fewer than 10% of the bananas. Well, because bananas are countable, so we use fewer than. This is a comparison, less than before. So fewer than 10% of the bananas, and fruit juice is uncountable. Hence, while using percentage before it, we use less. Less than 5% of fruit juice. Okay, let's look into the next sentence. If you waste less time and spend fewer hours on the digital media, your grades will surely improve. Yes. So what we have done? Time. Time is abstract noun. Hence, this is uncountable. So, we have used less before it, and hours, this is the unit of time. Hence, this is countable. So, we've used fewer with it because fewer goes with the countable noun. Well, the next sentence. The stage looked dimly lit as fewer lights were provided, resulting in less light than necessary. Well, over here, I have used fewer with lights. Here, lights means literally lights. That means the bulbs. So, they are countable. So, those lights are countable. So, I have used fewer with it according to the rule. And in the next part, less light. Here, light does not mean bulb. It means the brightness or the luminescence. So, that is again uncountable. So, we have used less with it. Hence, the sentence reads, the stage looks dimly lit. There's less amount of light. So, why does it look dimly lit? As fewer lights were provided. So, more lights are needed, resulting in less light than necessary. Okay, the next sentence. Sam earns less than $1,200 a month, though he is expected to work not less than 40 hours a week. So you see, you'll now have a question over here that $1,200 is countable. So why are we using less with it? We should use fewer. But this is an exception. Well, the exception is when we denote time or when we use time, money, measurement in our sentence, they are considered as a compact unit. So what we do is we use less before it and not fewer. Fewer is only used with the units of time. Over here, 40 hours, though this seems, numerical, but this is considered as a compact unit. So we don't say fewer than 40 hours, we say less than 40 hours a week. So this is the exception. Again, $1,200 a month. So that's not fewer than, that's less than. So the sentence reads, Sam earns less than $1,200 a month, though he is expected to work not less than 40 hours a week. So he has to work very hard, but he is not being remunerated according to his hard work that he is putting on. Well, the next sentence. Fewer hours working would mean less amount of stress and more time to relax. So again over here, hours is the unit of time. Hence, this is considered plural. So you understand the difference. When you are using less than 40 hours, there that is considered as a compact unit. But when we are pinpointing at the unit of time, then that is considered, if it has of course s with it, that means if it's in the plural form, then of course we will use fewer with it, because then it's considered countable. So fewer hours working would mean less amount of stress and more time to relax. Well, the next one, you should follow this. Eating less sugar means gaining fewer calories. Again, over here, sugar is uncountable, hence less, and calories, of course, with the plural, you can understand that it's countable, hence fewer. So I guess I could give an idea where and how to use fewer and less. The main criteria, less is associated with uncountables and fewer with countables. But the exception being time, money, measurement, where when they are considered as compact units, we use less in spite of it being plural numbers. But if they are broken down to the units, so many hours or so many minutes, in that case, we use fewer. That time it becomes plural, hence we use fewer with it. So that's all for today. Hope the lesson was useful. Let me know your thoughts about it in the comment section. I'll be soon back with a new lesson. Till then, take care, stay safe, and be happy.